You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.
Where like, are they frauds, Ty?
Yeah, they might be. I mean, I think if you look at some advanced metrics, if you look, I wonder what our where we rank in point differential. Let's look. Actually, we're at plus 21, which puts us like right on pace, I guess, with the Jags, the Browns, the Vikings. We're actually behind the Vikings and the Lions and the Saints. Like, again, point differential is not the end all be all, but like there's kind of a trend. Look at all the good teams. Look at all the like contenders. They're at like 100. Dolphins, Bills, Ravens, Chiefs are even at plus 64. Dallas at plus 188. Niners at plus 175. We're at plus 21. Like, I don't know, man. People keep saying, "Well, yeah, we just got to win out, and we'll be fine, right? We'll get right against these teams." I'm like, well, one, that's not a given. We played the Giants twice, and you can laugh at the Giants all you want. Tommy DeVito, got to have the cutlets, but they just beat the Packers, and they're a division team. Like, it's going to be tough. We play on Christmas Day, and then we play a little bit a week after New Year's. So you can count both those as wins if you want, but I think one of them or both of them are going to be tough. Remember, we've given the Commanders' two best games of the year have been against us, pretty much. So I wouldn't count those as wins. The Cardinals should be a win, but then we have to go to Seattle next week. Like, that's not going to be easy. Yeah. I don't know if people think that's going to be easy, but that's going to be tough. I think the offense should definitely be able to get right. If we don't score 3 or 4 plus touchdowns on offense, I'm going to have some questions. 30, 40 points at least. But they're going to put up points. DK Metcalf has been a fucking terror lately, and that kind of makes me nervous if we can't cover Michael Gallup or Gabe Davis. Dude, Gabe Davis puts up donuts, bagels, fat, everything seasoning bagels every game, except when he plays us, he puts up 100 yards and a touchdown. That is a huge, huge red flag. Michael Gallup is like a joke within Cowboys fans. He does what he wants against us. I don't know, man. I don't think this pass defense can recover. I don't think this third down defense can recover. I don't think maybe the pass rush can start to generate some pressure. I think maybe that's our best hope. I think maybe the O-line can go back to being dominant, especially running the ball. I think our offense in general is better than what we've been showing. But I don't think this defense is going to elevate us to being even a contender. Like, once we face off against the Niners or Cowboys in the playoffs or whoever, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue for sure. And I don't know what there is. What can we do to change our defense at this point in the season? Nothing.
And it seems like it's I can't tell if it's a Deshaun Desai thing or has the personnel is it the personnel like that these guys have fallen off a cliff so much, that they just can't play anymore. And I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. I know that's kind of a cop-out, but that's to me it's the truth. Because it seems like on both ends of the ball, we have lacked creativity or any sort of just ability to adjust, or I don't know. Like, I had so much more confidence, even in a Jonathan Gannon, who who wasn't exactly the most liked person here in this city or loved by Eagles fans anywhere. He was a little bit of a clown and a little bit of a geek, but the defense, it seemed like, was all on the same page, and they were dominant in some games. This year, they've just been kind of hoping that things go their way. Like, they lose that KC game if MVS doesn't, if he catches that ball. They lose the Bills game if, certain things don't go their way. They still gave up 34 points, needed the offense to put 37 up. They gave up 42 to the Niners, 33 to the Cowboys. They're getting cooked on a regular basis, and the offense hasn't been much better. I would love to sit here and say this is a one-stop problem, but it's not, because you have an offense who can't score in the first half at all, and they're having trouble putting the ball in the end zone, in the red zone, because you watch this this past game, they turn the really killer. It just seemed like once Hurts fumbled that ball and gave it up, it was like, oh, we're fucked, man. Like,
it's over.
It was, and that's how bad it's gotten to this point where it's. Wow, like one thing doesn't go your way, and it's over. And the feeling amongst everyone, all the fans, is just like, oh yeah, how are we going to recover from this? Because we literally have to play a perfect game because our defense is not going to stop anyone. We have, Hall of Famers on our, and you know what? Somebody who you have, been critical of in the past, who has looked very good. The only guy that you can count on that D line, dude, Fletcher Cox. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been the only guy in his time on the field who's been productive and has gotten to the quarterback or at least gotten some pressure on the up the middle. Jordan Davis, he might as well not even be out there. I mean, people are running the ball right up the middle on us, and hey, I don't even see him making an impact whatsoever. Jalen Carter's Jalen Carter's still Jalen Carter. I still have faith in him, and he's still a rookie at the end of the day. I'm not expecting him to be Aaron Donald every single game. But, you got Reddick on the one. I mean, Josh Sweat has been a non-factor pretty much all season long.
Yeah.
Hassan Reddick is kind of like one or two pressures a game where he gets to the quarterback or he gets a clutch sack in the fourth quarter. It seems like it's like really hit or miss. And now you're gonna have to see some more Nolan Smith and some more of these other guys. You didn't really see much Shaq Leonard early on in the game. I understand that they're gonna have to get him, going more. But the defense is the defense. That's gonna be the issue. I'm more truly worried about the offense because that was the thing that was going to be able to kind of keep us afloat in some of these games, and now they have completely hit a brick wall, and I don't know where they go from here.
Yeah, I think. Looking on Pro Football Focus, we didn't have much green in this game. Jalen Hurts was our highest ranked player, followed by Goddard, and then Dickerson, and then Braden Mann. Right, Braden Mann was one of our best offensive players last night too. As Zacchaeus, yeah, and everybody else was just a bunch of yellow, which is not good. Defensively, also, I actually thought one of our only bright spots. I guess I'll talk about some of them. Darius Slay, he didn't give up a catch. He was targeted 4 times, 2 PBUs. He's
bullshit ass PI calling him too.
Terrible. That was bad. That was very soft. He's been solid. I mean, he's lost a step. That's really all it is. Like, interceptions, pick sixes, PBUs 2 years ago are now completions that are, he just got there a little too late,
Yeah.
But he's still I mean, dude, James Bradbury, he's just bad. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's pretty much done. He got targeted 9 times, gave up 7 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown. So I think and the 2-point conversion. I don't know if they got a 2-point conversion. I think I might have made that up. But also, our worst player was Jalen Carter, 29.1. That is just brutal. And his run defense grade was pretty much what weighed him down. Our run defense grades in general are not great. I don't know what it is in the run game, but our big bodies up front. Jordan Davis is like 6'7", 350, 360. People, you see him on TV, you're like, oh my God, like. He's got to play the whole game. Played 43 snaps, and I didn't really notice him. So no pressures at all. 4 tackles just from being in the middle. Zach Cunningham played well. I thought Fletcher played well. I thought the linebackers were solid. I didn't notice them getting completely cooked. It was just certain players got exposed. We have certain players that you can just expose. James Bradbury is one of them. For large portions of the game, the D-line, I mean, dude, we've given up 130-plus rushing yards, I think 5 games in a row, if that's correct. 4 games in a row. The Cowboys, the first game, ran for 73. So, the run defense in general could definitely be a lot better. I'm sure the pass defense being what it is isn't helping, but still, like, guys got to do their jobs, man. Guys got to be better. Sidney Brown's coming in, and, they're trying to rely on him too heavily. That's not working. Keely Ringo played 22 snaps, and he committed one of the craziest, I don't even know what to call it, a triple whammy, I guess. He got pass interference, he got face mask, and he gave up a 20-yard penalty, resulting in like a 40-yard play, which was crazy as fuck. That cornerback experiment should be over. He should be a safety, 1,000,000%. I've been saying this since college. Bradbury is just a complete weakness. Blankenship hasn't played as good lately.
He got hurt early on in that game.
He got concussed, but even then, now if any of these guys get hurt, any of them, you have to bring in Eli Ricks, who actually wasn't that bad, especially on special teams. Now you have to bring in Sidney Brown and rely on him to. He's pretty much a safety playing all over the field, corner, slot.
Yeah,
like that shit's not working, man. And then we got we're 21 snaps for Nolan Smith because nobody else can get to the pass rusher or get to the quarterback. So now you have to have him play more snaps than he's used to. The defense as a whole is just kind of scattered, and then offense is kind of just stalled out. Is kind of how it seems,
Do you think? I mean, now the report, now the Derek Gunn is getting anonymous Eagles players reaching out to him saying that the Eagles' offense is very predictable and lacks creativity and kind of all the things that anybody with a fucking brain can put together. But that's this kind of shit that you just can't have happen. You can't be having your, players leaking little information and kind of just bitching to the media. And I'll be honest, I'm no expert, or I don't have any inside info, but if I had a guess on who was the source on this one, I think his name rhymes with AJ Brown. So I'm not gonna, I wouldn't be too shocked by that because he's been the only guy who has been so vocal all season long. He started it right away. Week 2, bitching about his targets to Jalen Hurts and to Brian Johnson, and it seems like ever since then the offense has just kind of been like, let's feed AJ the ball, and when AJ doesn't get the ball, it's a problem, or he's going to cry about it after the game. Again, they have not been. They're not playing from ahead. They're not doing the things that made them successful last year, and they're not going to be successful in this current fashion or in this current form. I caution people to get too excited about. I mean, if they go into Seattle and take a W, then I'll feel a little bit better. But Ty, beating the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants again, that's not going to get anybody in here too excited. We're going to have to hope that the 49ers lose to one of these remaining teams that they play. I think they play the Ravens, which would be ideal in one of those games. So they play the Cardinals, the Ravens, the Commanders, and the Rams. So it seems like the Ravens or the Rams would be your only shot, and the Rams are a kind of the Rams are just one of those sneaky teams that have a bunch of players that can, and it's a divisional game. That's the only kind of hope I have. But Ty,
Dallas' schedule's pretty tough for what it's worth.
Yeah, and I'm not. The thing is, I think we win that division. Just even if we win the rest of our games, I'm pretty sure we win that division based off of some sort of tiebreaker.
You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.